If you're planning to buy a PHP script to launch a service on your own hosting provider and you're looking at CodeCanyon, but you don't know what to think about CodeCanyon, you don't know how it works, how to purchase, etc. On this video, I'm going to help you with all the doubts you're going to have about CodeCanyon. Now, we're going to focus on PHP scripts because this is what the video is about, all right? So the basics about PHP scripts is pretty basic, okay? When you buy a PHP script, you are going to receive the files. Those files are for you to upload on your own hosting provider. That means that if I buy a CRM here, it doesn't mean that I'm going to get a service for a CRM. No, you're going to get the files, you're going to upload it on your own hosting provider, and you are going to have the CRM. You're going to set it up, you're going to install it, you're going to add your own logos, and it's going to be your own, okay? To get that started, all right? Now, before I show you the rest of the information about CodeCanyon, let me show you the sponsor for this video, which is Hostinger. So if you plan to grab a BPS or a shared hosting plan, do check out the link in the description. That's gonna take you here. Go to hosting, go to BPS hosting, and on BPS hosting, you're gonna find all the plans that they have available. Now, in my personal opinion, I think that if you're getting started with the PHP script and it's just for your personal use, you are definitely fine with KBM1. Now, depending on the type of PHP script and the amount of server load that it's going to have, you might need to jump into a higher service here, okay? In this case, let me show you KBM2 because I want to show you how to apply an extra discount coupon code that's going to reduce the price even more. Now, the first thing that Hostinger is going to ask you is how many months do you want to pay in advance? I recommend paying 24 months. You lock in the lowest price, lowest renewal price, and you're good to go for 24 months. Now, this is the current price, but if you use my coupon code, which is SAASMASTER, and apply it, the price is going to drop to $150 with 98 cents. So use the coupon code if you plan to grab a BPS or a shared hosting plan. And yes, you can install PHP scripts on shared hosting. That means that's going to reduce the cost by a lot, and it's going to make things easier for you to install. That means that you can install this on a shared hosting plan or a BPS. My recommendation is a BPS due to the power and the resources that you're going to get with the BPS. On shared hosting, it might have a lot of resource load on hosting provider, and the hosting provider might say, you know what, this is not what you purchased, and it's causing server loads and spikes and all that, and they might terminate it. So do consider that. That does happen with some of the hosting providers. Now let me jump into one of the popular deals, okay? So this one is Perfect CRM. Things that you're going to notice is obviously the amount of sales that they've done and the reviews. This is going to help you decide if this is a solid script or not, okay? And when it comes to that, then you're going to decide if you want to buy it or not. In this case, I've purchased this before. I have about like 2 to 3 licenses of this, actually 3 licenses, just to give you an idea, okay? Now, in terms of pricing, there's 2 types of pricing. One is the regular license, which is $65. With that payment, you are going to get the files that you can upload on your own hosting provider server, okay? That means that this is for your use, not to be used for end users or charge for it, okay? So do consider that. Let's be honest. Yes, you can get away with reselling it. That's the honesty. Sometimes they can't lock it, but sometimes they do. So for example, if you plan to resell this, then you have to buy the extended license. Some of these scripts come with an extra lock. That means that if you don't buy the extended license, it won't unlock the part where you can create plans, subscriptions, and connect your payment gateways. So consider that in some of these scripts. Now, if the script does say SaaS, so if this was perfect SaaS, then yes, you would be able to resell it because obviously the title says it, and it's meant for a SaaS, and it's meant for you to create plans. So those type of changes do happen, okay? That's for the license part. Another thing that you need to consider is the support. When you buy these scripts, you get 6 months support. Be aware that support is emails or through a support ticketing system. Most of these are 24 hours, 48 hours, so do consider that. It's slow. But I do recommend that when you buy one of these scripts, you try to install it as soon as possible because this 6 months is obviously going to run out. Yes, you can buy extended support for 12 months, or you can wait for this to finish, and maybe in a year or 2, you need support because you need to make some changes. You can repurchase 6 months. So do consider that, all right? And then we're gonna go down here. Obviously, you have the information, but we wanna go to the change log. In the change log, we're gonna be able to view all the updates that they have available. Let's go down here, scroll all the way down. Some of them have a changelog built here, or some of them take you to a different section. So in this case, I'm gonna click on it, and here's the different section for the changelog. Right now, this one is on version 3.1.6, and I'm able to view what changes have happened and when was the last time this updated, okay? So I'm able to view if there's changes, maybe they updated, so now it works with PHP 8.3 or something like that, or some bug fixes, some new improvements, some new, etc. Now, the updates do come included with this. Even if your support runs out, you do get updates, all right? Now, some of these scripts have a super easy way to update, and some of them is a little bit more complex. What do I mean by that? When you want to update a script, most of the popular ones, the really well-built ones, will have a button to update. You just click on it and it'll update. The less popular ones, newcomers and all of that, will be more complex. You will have to re-download all the files, search in the zip file where the updated folder is, and you will have to replace those files in your file manager. Depending on the BPS manager or if it's cPanel, etc., you will replace those files. So I really like that the really popular ones do have that really easy update one, okay? That's for the updates. You also have to consider that if you don't know how to manage one of these scripts, it's gonna be a little bit complex. You need to know a little about hosting. I mean, like creating folders, permissions, creating a database, a cron job, and all that stuff. It's not complex if you follow the steps. If you have a little bit of knowledge, it won't be hard. But if not, I mean, there's providers that can do the installation for you. I'll leave a link in the description for some Fiverr installers that'll charge you, depending on the complexity, I mean, $5 to $30 for installing it, okay? So, I mean, it's nothing compared to the price you're gonna get. And if you're paying month to month somewhere else, well, this would be a much better option, okay? Now, another thing you have to consider that might be a downside is that you are responsible for the system that you install. I mean, it doesn't depend which PHP you buy and you install. You are responsible for maintaining it, okay? So for example, I mean, let's take this one, the browse new. I don't know, invoice builder. Let's choose this one, law practice, okay? So this is a PHP script. You have to consider that you are responsible for these scripts. What you upload, what you do with it, they are not providing the service. You are getting the files. And with that comes the responsibility of making sure that you make constant backups. So if your VPS manager, your hosting provider doesn't provide constant backups, you need to do those, because if something goes wrong, then you lose all the data, which is pretty bad, right? Okay. And another thing you have to consider is that security also depends on you. Now, these will update constantly and fix some bugs that might be for security, but then you have also the other issues, security, like bots that are going to be traffic that are it's fake traffic, bots that are going to try to hack, bots that are going to try to scam you, etc. So you need to have a firewall and install all of that. Those are the main things that you have to consider for the PHP scripts. Now, in terms of popularity, I would go to browse view, find what's going on. I mean, my personal opinion is buy the ones that are SaaS if you plan to use this for business. And if not, for personal use, there's several of these. There's practically mostly for everything: email marketing, AI, CRM, social marketing. I mean, everything, you're gonna find it here. It just depends what you want to get. Do be aware that you'll see the sales right here and the reviews that they leave. So I would recommend that you find solid products, because these first launches might update a few months and then it's gone. But if you buy from one of the solid ones, you will see that they've been updating for 8, 5, 10 years, and it's a constant update. Like these guys, Perfect, they've been around for a while. You can see the amount of sales, the amount of reviews. It's a really solid product. So do consider that when you're buying a script here. Now, that is for CodeCanyon scripts. If you plan to buy one, do consider using the link in the description. It's an affiliate link, so it helps me out with a small commission. And if you have any doubts about about CodeCanyon in general, please leave it here in the comments. And well, that's a wrap.